Okay, we got this 55-inch Vizio LED TV, model number E55-D0. And basically what's going on with this TV is that when you turn it on, the actual backlights do start flashing, or the picture flashes. I've been getting a few comments in my videos asking me about this TV. I've never came across this TV with this problem. Now I finally got one in me shop. And as you can see, the picture is flashing on and off. And actually, after the picture does finally come up, after about 10 flashes, one side of the picture is dark. And here we go again, another case of the bad LED. Okay, I'll just take the back covers off and plug it in so you can see the backlights, see what they're doing. That's the first thing to check, and as you can see, the backlights are actually flashing. And like I said, after it flashes, it does stay on, but unfortunately, like I showed you before, half the picture is dark. And as we look in our power supply board, this is kind of neat. They actually have a driver board for the LEDs made into the power supply board. Okay, which is kind of unique. I've never seen that before. That is the driver board for the LEDs. So I'm just going to proceed to take this apart. I did try to check the LEDs on the plug. We're getting some funny readings, and I don't think they was marked correctly. So I'm going to assume that it is the LEDs. So first things first, disassemble it, take the outer bezel off. We're going to have to remove all the silver screws around the outer bezel. And the speakers are also attached. So we'll remove those. The speakers are actually on some mounting brackets, which are actually screwed into the outer bezel. So just go ahead and remove the screws out of that. And quite naturally, I did unplug my LDVS cable from my main board and also the driver board from the T-Con board. There's actually 3 more screws on top of that speaker mount. Okay, we've got our outer bezel off. And we also disconnected our little LED light in the front. And I think our infrared remote control detector is on that circuit. So make sure you unplug that. And I forgot to mention, make sure you get those black L brackets off also. That way we can unfold the driver boards. Okay, the driver boards are unfolded and we just tape them to the screen so we can begin our screen removal. There's also some little ground tape on there, just remove that also. So we'll just get our suction cups. Make sure that you do not press too hard to crack the screen. Safely remove the screen. Make sure that you don't hit it or anything or run into the wall with it like I did one time. Okay, now we'll remove our diffuser screen bracket. There's no screws on that. They're just some little clips on these sides. You'll see them, pretty much self-explanatory. And then we can remove our diffuser screens. There's usually always about between 2 and 4 of them, but the thickest one, the thickest plastic hardest screen, is always at the very bottom. Now, one thing I know is about this TV, to hold that white paper in, they use these little studs with the little stud in the middle that you have to push out, and that kind of locks the studs into the TV. And once you actually see it, you'll know what I mean. So I'm just going to push those little middle things out of the studs. And you can also just pull the whole thing out if you want. I got a special tool that I can actually just get them from this side here. Just pull it out, just kind of pry it out. And here I'll show you what I mean. There's an actual little middle piece in these studs. Looks like a top hat, and we'll have to push that out from the bottom, and that way that the stud will actually come out. No big deal, right? Fortunately, you do not have to put all of those back in when you're already assembling the TV, just maybe a few. Okay, now we're down to our LEDs. We got our white paper off, so we can actually test our LEDs. As you can see, we have 2 negatives and 1 positive. The first negative is the first part of the strip. The second negative is the actual second part of the strip. I'll just go ahead and show you what I mean. The first negative test point is the first part of the strip, and the negative on the bottom is the second part of the strip. So that one seems to be good. We'll move down to our second one. The first part of the strip is good. The second part of the strip does not light up. Okay, that's on the left side, in which we were getting that dark picture, remember? So obviously that side of the strip was not lighting up. And we'll move down to our third one. First part is okay. Second part, nada. And that's what we should get. I did test that last one, that's okay. So the bad strips are the second and third one. And the second part of those strips are most likely have the bad LED or LEDs on it. I'm actually going to fire the TV set up so we can see what's going on, since we got our backlights out in the open. Okay, as you can see, it is flashing, and you can see that second and third part of the strip is not lighting up at all, so we know that's our problem. And as you can see, it stays on, and the other LEDs are actually dimmed on purpose because we have a no signal attached. So one thing I like about these strips here is they have actual individual test points on every individual LED, so I can test the LEDs individually. I don't have to scrape the trace off the circuit board or pop off the lens cover or the LED cover. I actually did find our bad LEDs. There's only 2. On the first LED on the second part of each strip. That is open. And if you want, you can just go down the line there and just test them all in series, and So anyway, those were our two bad LEDs. That's it, just two bad LEDs. So I'm not going to show you how to change them. I've got plenty of videos on that. Just look through my channel on how to change individual LEDs using a hot air gun and some solder and some other stuff. But anyway, I did change those out, and now we are good. The TV does not flash, and like I said, the middle section will light brighter because there's like a no signal band or bar across it. There's no picture on it, so they do it for just power saving purposes. And we've got our TV reassembled, and we'll fire it up. Picture comes in, no flashing, and voila, there we have it. Alright guys, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. I really appreciate you guys watching, and make sure that you do subscribe. And Big Dog out.